Today I'm going to show you guys what I do to help fund my van life adventures, and that is helping other people live their van life adventures by installing electrical systems and solar. So for this job, I actually just posted in Van Life, my local Van Life Facebook group, and said, hey, I'm in the area. If anyone needs help with solar or electrical work, hit me up. I'm mobile. I can come to you and help you out. So Mark reached out to me. He said, hey man, I live in San Antonio. I need some help with my solar, and could you come help me out? So I'm driving about an hour and a half from the ranch that I stay at sometimes in Bastrop, Texas, down to San Antonio, Texas to help out Mark. And tonight we're going to do a little stealth camping. I haven't pre-planned the trip. We're just going to get there and see what's close. Here we are. We just pulled off the highway here. I'm about 7 minutes from Mark's place, so now I want to find a spot to stay the night. I'm just pulled over in this 7-Eleven. I'd rather not do residential. I'd rather do commercial. Here's a Whataburger. So one thing is that Whataburger is open 24 hours. They're a 24/7 restaurant. So you can park, if you park near the Whataburger, then that's not necessarily like, you know, a super giveaway. I don't want to park in the actual parking lot, but I could park just right over here to the left in this big mall and probably be okay. So as I'm pulling up on a new location that I haven't been to before, I'm looking to stealth camp. I want a spot that's not super obvious. Like, I don't want to be the only vehicle in a big empty parking lot. I want some activity around me or some businesses that are open. I want something where, you know, if anyone's driving by and looking for stuff out of place, I can kind of just blend in, and visually they'll kind of just look right over my rig. So I actually like parking by 24-hour businesses. Now, the other thing I'm looking for is flat level parking. It's never fun to be sleeping on an angle and rolling off the bed. And especially for me, because I have an air conditioner and it is Texas, it's hot, I run my air conditioner all night, and my air conditioner has a gravity drain. So if I'm parked at the wrong angle, it won't drain properly, and the air conditioner can actually back up and leak inside the van. So flat parking is definitely high on my priority list. And this looks like a great spot for the evening. So we're going to go ahead and put it in park and head on into the back and get some night's rest. All right, friends, here we are. We're just leaving the parking lot here at the shopping center. Had a good night's sleep, no issues at all with that spot. Nobody came and knocked. There was no weird noises. Super nice sleep. Woke up to a beautiful sunny day. And we're about 6 minutes from Mark's house. So I'm gonna stop and get some gas, and I'm gonna throw out this trash I've been collecting for the last couple days. I always throw out my trash at the gas stations if I can. It's the easy way to get rid of it. All right, and here's the job for today. This is Operation Get Mark's Electrical up and running. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up some of the wiring that's in here and basically do a fresh install of a Renogy. Let's see, we got a Renogy 30 amp MPPT controller, and we're going to install one of these inverters. He thinks perhaps this one doesn't work, but we're going to try it. If it works, we'll install this one. If not, we'll install that one. We have two 125 amp hour batteries, AGM batteries. We're going to go ahead and install. We're charging one of these up right now, and
And then we're going to use the solar he already has on the roof. He's got 300 watts, 3 100-watt Renogy panels. So nothing's connected right now. We're going to go ahead and connect all these together in parallel to get him 12 volts and about 17 amps or so. And so he's already done the hard work of cutting in the opening up here. So we're going to just go ahead and redo the cabling on the roof. We're going to clean up all this wiring, replace these crimp connectors, and then just kind of secure everything nicely up and out of the way, and mount the charge controller and the inverter, and just make sure everything is mounted properly and cleaned up and looking good and working.
So Mark went ahead and attempted the install on his own and found out it wasn't quite working for him. So when I came in, I'm working with the parts and pieces that he had already ordered. And so the first step of the process was just kind of reconfiguring this battery box to be the proper size to hold down 2 batteries properly. And then I also added some battery straps as well, just to hold everything in place while he's driving down the country back roads.
So these are the cables that were being used in the existing build. The diameter is fine, they're 4 gauge, which is fine for a 1500 watt inverter, but look at the way they're connected. They're just taped on. They weren't crimped at all. So the wire, the fittings were just stuffed over the wire, and these are 1/0 fittings, and this is 4 gauge wiring. So these are not at all the right fittings.
So I don't want to be too hard on Mark. I'm really happy that he had the ambition to take on the project himself, but I'm glad he called for help when he realized that what he was doing wasn't quite working.
So this is my favorite pair of cable cutters. They're ratcheting. They're pretty badass. You could cut huge cable with it, like 4/0 cable if you needed to. But basically, you just put the wire in and then ratchet it down. Like that. Boom. Cuts it right off. Box cutter, and just score the insulation. Okay. Pop that off. And there we go. Now I'll just drop a terminal right over it, crimp it on.
So installing electrical requires a lot of specialty tools and experience, so if it's not something that you want to invest in, just call for help.
So now we have all the cables cut to size and crimped. Now we're going to go ahead and heat shrink them. Slide some shrink over, heat them up. Alright, so we got the battery cable all heat shrinked. Look how nice that looks. Everything's clean. This side as well, all cleaned up. So now we're going to go ahead and wire these in.
So I did try to film as much of the install as I could. I was working fast to get everything done in one day, and ultimately didn't record all of it. I had the GoPro battery die on me a couple times, and just realized it's a lot of effort to try to film while you're also doing a job as well. So there's a few pieces missing. A lot of the components that I installed, you don't actually see me installing them, you just kind of see the finished product, but everything went in super smooth. One thing I did add was a battery cutoff switch for Mark. Every system should have that just in case of emergency, and so now he's got a nice, safe electrical system that's going to provide him many, many years of trouble-free operation. And that's the goal for me, is just to do my clients right and get him a system that's dependable and is going to last a long time.
All right, and here's the finished product. One full day of installation. We started at 10 and it's now 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock all day. Nice job though. So I went ahead and edited this battery holder, cut it down to size to fit those 2 batteries secure, mounted the 1500 watt pure sine inverter. We have a 100 amp fuse for that, and then we have this blue C fuse block was already there, but I wired everything back into it. I added this distribution block here for the positive, and I added a safety on-off switch because he didn't previously have one. So now if you turn that, it kills power to everything, the solar, the inverter, the fuses, all of it shuts down, so you can safely work on the system. We mounted a brand new Renogy 30 amp charge controller. We're sitting at 13 volts, 300 watts of solar on the roof. We have the battery temperature sensor down here, the Bluetooth monitor. I just coiled all those up and mounted them to the wall. And then we got a 30 amp fuse for the solar power. And then went ahead and cleaned up all the wiring on the side. So it looks pretty good. You don't really see it now. And all the lights have power now. We mounted a light here. So that looks pretty good. And then over here, we got this light here, that one there, and then one right up top. His sync station normally goes up against the bed, so he'll have kind of some nice down firing light. And that's pretty much it. Everything, all the wiring's tucked away and secured and ready to go. So it turned out to be a nice job, good looking little electrical system. All right, so here's an after of the roof. I have a pair of 3-to-1 branch connectors stuffed under that panel. Everything's clipped in, zip tied down, comes up here, does a nice little swoop, and then goes down the gland. And this was all the existing wiring. I did have to extend one of the connections, and then I added some zip tie bases to hold everything down so everything's secure. It's not gonna go anywhere. So, roof is complete. Very happy with how that turned out. Oh man, what a day. So I just finished that install. Really good job. I worked fast. I'm a pretty fast worker. So normally that would have been like probably a 2-day job. But I just, you know, when you're working mobile like this, it's better if you can just knock it out in one. So I just worked all day, didn't stop for breaks, no lunch, just went nonstop ham on it and got it knocked out. Mark was super happy. So really felt good to help him out with that, get him a reliable solar system. Now I'm hot and sticky, and I need a shower. So there's a Planet Fitness literally 2 miles from Mark's house. So I just hopped in the van, drove over, and that's where we're at right now. Planet Fitness. I didn't eat a lot today, and I just finished working out at Planet Fitness, and I need to refuel my body. So guess what we're gonna have? Guess what we're gonna eat? It's gonna be a quick dinner snack. You ready for this? So I have been absolutely just focused on eating healthy, and I've been doing the carnivore diet for like the last year. It's been super successful, and I've started incorporating other things like eggs. So right now I'm gonna make a raw egg smoothie. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna crack some eggs into this blender bottle. Let's see what we got here. Here's 2, 3. Here's 4. 4 eggs, little piece of shell, oops. And I have this mango puree. It's just mango juice that I bought. I put just a little bit in there just to kind of cut the flavor a little bit, but not too much, because really you want to just chug this stuff. You don't want to sip on it. This ain't a sip and drink. Smooth. No, I've been drinking these for a little bit. The key is you just gotta chug it. Like you don't wanna taste it. That's it. 4 raw eggs. I also had 4 raw eggs for breakfast, so that's 8 raw eggs today. I'm feeling good. Woo! All right, friends, that's the end of the day, end of the vlog for today. Oh, I'm gonna relax. I'm going to do a little bit of dishes, clean up what I got here, and lay down and watch some YouTube. Same place you're watching from. YouTube, baby. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.